let's move on to then, as Mark rightly mentioned a little bit earlier on, Champions League is upon us. Just quickly, Mark, Champions League pull out in the Racing Post.
Yes,
They've been beavering away.
Yes, it's on out in Tuesday's paper and online at racingpost.com on Tuesday, or maybe even Monday night, depending on how fast the fingers work to get it all up there and online. It's got team profiles in it, group verdicts, outright verdicts. Didier Mann's in there. We've got top goal scorer tips and also all of the match day one stuff as well.
And how many words from yourself so far?
Well, each team is 170 words, so that's 170 times 32.
That's a lot.
Yeah. He said, and so that's the first bit. Once that'll be done today, and then we can crack on with the tipping later on.
Good stuff. Tuesday's paper.
Yes, that's right. Yeah.
Grab that on Tuesday. Right, on Tuesday, Dan, Man United, Basel, Celtic, PSG. Anything jump out?
I just thought that Celtic were, not to win the game, but I think they might put up a bit more of a battle here than the markets are suggesting. I think they're about 4s on PSG to win the game at Celtic Park. I mean, this can be a difficult ground for the big teams to win. I mean, Man City drew their 3-3 last season. Barca won 2-0, but with MSN in the side. But the shots on target stats for that game were 3 for Celtic, 4 for Barcelona. So it wasn't a huge difference on the statistics. I just think that they'll probably lose, but the prices, they're worth taking. Maybe Celtic or the draw double chance.
For you, Mark? I'm not sure about that one. That's brave, Dan.
I'm looking away from the British involvement. Actually, there was a few I like the look of. Benfica to beat CSK Moscow. CSKA's owner. A lot of his finances are based in Ukraine, which has affected their ability to sign players in recent years. So they've still got the Berezutski twins and Ignacevic, involved in their back three. Off the pace a little bit in terms of the Russian league this season. I think Zenit are definitely the best team. So like Benfica, I actually thought Barcelona maybe against at home to Juventus. Didn't look that bad a price, but I mean that's maybe one that I won't back it. Just because Barcelona are in a bit of turmoil at the moment. And I also thought Atletico Madrid draw no better way to Roma. Roma had one shot on target in their victory over Atalanta, were then beaten 3-1 at home by Inter. Mo Salah's a massive loss for them in the forward department. Rudiger's a big loss for them defensively, and Szczesny in goal as well. So a much changed Roma lineup. Atletico Madrid, you know what you're going to get from them.
Okay, we'll get more thoughts on Wednesday's action. Adrian, I'll foolishly question Dan's tipping, who's forgotten more about football than I'll ever know. Give us some prices on Celtic PSG then. Handicap maybe as well for Celtic?
Well, at the moment we've got PSG 2-9 to win it. The draw is 5s and Celtic are 12-1. And we have that double chance Dan was talking about at 16-5 right there.
16-5.
Yeah, I just think it's a little bit overpriced. So over the years, they have put in some big performances in home matches.
I think there's definitely a case to be said. I mean, everybody backs the favourites on Champions League nights, and if you have a look, there's a lot of like 1-5 shots, 2-9. Particularly on that Tuesday, does look as if the bookmakers are maybe being very defensive with some of the hot pots. I think.
Would you agree with that stance, Adrian?
Yeah, we do all see a lot of money on the kind of more popular and well-known teams. Like a lot of people really don't know what kind of team Anderlecht are, so you're not really you're only going to see business on the likes of Munich and United and those kind of matches. But we have some pretty good games there on Tuesday night as well. I mean, Barcelona Juventus was the Champions League final not that long ago, and Roma Atletico should be a good game to watch as well.
Okay, and before we quickly mention Wednesday's games, why don't you give us a quick outright show as well?
So for the outright at the moment, we have Real Madrid as favs at 9-2, PSG are 6s, Bayern Munich are 7-1, Man City and Man United are both at 10s, Barcelona 7s, and Chelsea 14s, and Liverpool actually at 16-1.
Okay, I won't leave you out this time, Adrian. If you was going to have a tenner on now on a side, who would it be?
Seeing what I've seen from Real so far this year, they do look phenomenal. Of the British sides, a lot of people are kind of tipping up Liverpool just with how well they do against the top 6 in the league. They might do well if they can get out. Well, they should. They're expected to get out of their group, and they might do well against in their counter-attacking and high-pressed lineup in the latter stages.
I'll throw that question to you two guys. Well, if you're going to get involved now, Who would it be?
I thought Barcelona actually, they're still a very strong side. It's there's about double the price that they were, I think, at the start of the competition last season. So I mean, they've lost a massive player, but still got plenty of good players in the team. Still got two of the best strikers in the world. So no, I'd say sevens. Them looks reasonable.
Mark, do we get yours yet, or do we save it for Tuesday's pull-out?
No, it's okay. I mean, I definitely think I'll go for an outsider now because I mean we've discussed a few at the top of the market. I mean, I think Napoli are definitely 100% a lot better than their price suggests. They go off roughly the same price as Juventus in Italy most weeks. In terms of like the respective fixtures. So if they both played Chievo away from home, Juve and Napoli would probably be about the same price if they were both playing them. So it's only the mentality issue. If they can get over that, if they can, I just think that can come. If you keep knocking on the door, that will eventually come. And they've got an outstanding coach in Maurizio Sarri and the front four of Mertens, Hamsik, Callion, and Insigne that frightens the life out of most. They gave Real Madrid a really good game in the Champions League last season, eventually got done by a set piece. I think they'll outperform their odds, not saying they'll win it, but I definitely think they're the sort of dark horses if you want one of those.
Dan's nodding as well. You got an outright show for Napoli, Adrian?
They're currently in there at 35s if you want a pot.
35s.
I think the group's pretty good. I mean, Man City, Feyenoord and Shakhtar would expect them to get out of it, and they could even finish first.
That little bit of each way. Right, let's have a quick mention on Wednesday's action then. Liverpool, Man City and Tottenham are all in action. Anything catch the eye, Adrian?
Yeah, I'd be looking at Napoli here actually on Wednesday. They're away to Shakhtar Donetsk and you get them 11-10. I watched them against Nice in the playoff round away to Nice and they absolutely dominated them. Nice looked like a Division 2 or Division 3 team versus them. So Napoli in the outright could be a bet as well.
Napoli? Mark?
I was looking at potentially Borussia Dortmund at Wembley against Tottenham. I think they're in excess of 2-1 to win it. I just think the Wembley factor is just humongous for Spurs.
You are a Tottenham fan. Do you believe in that? Yeah, the Wembley factor.
Well, I mean, I just think it's not White Hart Lane. I mean, even if it's only a small thing, that small details often decide big matches. And Dortmund have shown, I think, in the last couple of years. You have a look at the prices they go off. They gave Real Madrid 2 excellent games in the group stage last season. I still think Tottenham are just finding their way a little bit into the season. Weren't very good against Newcastle, even though they got the victory. Drew with Burnley, lost to Chelsea. So until they can start winning at Wembley, I think it's going to be a problem.
Dan, anything catch
I'd agree with that. I fancy Dortmund. I mean, just to mention, they've won the first 2 as well in the Bundesliga, so they've had a good start. Aubameyang, I think, has got 6 in 4 games as well at the start of the season. A couple of cup matches as well. Other one, I just looked at Man City at Feyenoord. I know they're quite a short price, but I just thought that Man City to win and both teams to score, I think it's about 9-5. I'm still not convinced, as has been mentioned earlier, about City at the back, but I just think they're going to have far too much for Feyenoord going forward. Feyenoord, even though they won the Dutch title and they're in the Champions League, haven't kept hold of all of their best players. Lost 2 of their regular back 4 from last season. Terence Congolo, the centre-back, and Rick Karsdorp, the right-back, has gone to Roma. I think Congolo's gone to Monaco. So
Dirk Coutts retired.
Well, Dirk Kuyt, losing Dirkie as well. They have started the Dutch season well, won the first 3 games. They're top of the league again, actually. But I just think the Dutch league these days is nowhere near the standard of the Premier League. And I think City will win this, but they might concede a goal against a final team that's better attacking than they are in defence.
Excellent. Right, some great stuff there from the lads.